Hi moms, and today's activity is about something that's associated with the word called spatial development. Have you heard about it? If yes, well and good. In case no, I will brief you a little so you're a little relaxed. Why am I talking about it? Basically, spatial development is more focused towards the left brain of the child. We all know that there are different developmental skills. One focuses on the right brain, that is about feelings and creativity. One focuses on the left brain, that talks about more of logical thinking, mathematical skills, accuracy, analysis. So this is the difference between the skills that we talk about most of the time. Spatial development is one of them. Lot of mothers who have preschoolers and toddlers are always worried when they see their little ones getting mixed up when it comes down to mirror images. And that's what my today's activity is all about. There's nothing to worry or there's nothing wrong with your little one if they have this issue, because it's actually not an issue. It's just the skill is not fully developed yet to let them understand the outlines of certain shapes and looks or sizes, or you can say a sort of manipulations and object shapes. It's just that simple. They have nothing wrong. Their skill is still developing. The way we say kids grow, they are still growing. So please, from today onwards, don't get worried about it, and let's start with my activities. So you try them out and you will see how happy they were trying this, and they were able to distinguish between certain alphabets that I've taken, because I've heard about those alphabets from most of the mothers. I've used them as an example to help you out, but you can use any sort of alphabets that your little one is having a problem with. So let's get started. My first activity talks about trace the alphabets with colors. What I've done is I've made two blocks here. One has the bold letters, or you can say the upper cases. The other one has the lower cases or small cases. And here I have again divided them into two colors, the lower and the upper. So the kid has to do, example, I've not used all the alphabets, I've only picked up certain mirror alphabets. So if the kid has to search, they have to look for a D. And how many ever D they see. Example, there are 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have to color it purple. Similarly, if they see a W, they're supposed to color it green. This is for the uppercase. Similarly, they have to do it for the lowercase. I have put different colors for the lower cases. They have to search for this alphabet and color it with the same corresponding color that I've mentioned here. How simple is that? Now let's start the next activity. Now this one is a mirror memory game. You must have not heard about a mirror memory game. You must have heard about memory game, of course. So I have just picked up that idea to help you out so the kid can think and do this activity. I've written D and N as an example where kids get confused between both. What you have to do is you have to make a row here. Like example, this is a row. So you'll have to show your kid this and this alphabets and then hide it with any random thing, and then tell them to write it down corresponding to the blocks there. How simple is that again? So I have put DN, ND. Then what I've done is I've started with 2 alphabets. Then I put them into 3 alphabets. In case your little one is just a toddler and has just begun and has a mirror image issue, you can just start with 2 alphabets. Start with 2. Once you're familiar with 2, then go ahead with 3. I have put this book according to 4 to 5 year old kid. But when it comes to toddlers, make it more simpler. Now my next activity is an block code activity, where the kid has to search for the same alphabet. So you're going to use alphabets, all those alphabets that your little one has mirror image issue. So you're going to use those, but I've used P and Q, which is the most common, and I've used B and D again. So I've used one side the uppercase and one side the lowercase. So the kid has to take this pencil and follow this code line and mark it with a P. So I want to see that whether they recognize, because I have put them together here. So I wanted to check out whether they can recognize which is a P out of them. That's where they get confused. So that's where we have to catch them. That's the catch here. So the kid has to go like this and make an arrow over here, or a dot, whatever they are comfortable with. Then over here the same thing comes. You take a G and you check a D, because I put a B here. So I want to check whether the kid is going to come here or the kid is going to go here. This is very simple. You can try it. It hardly takes 5 minutes to create these sheets. My next activity is a Tetris sort of activity, but not exactly Tetris. You can make it more easy if you just make it a bigger page. I have used my A4 sheets, cutting them into 2 halves because of the lockdown. I didn't have much of sheets, so I made it like that. So I've used this Tetris idea here, and I have put the sequence of P, Q, P, P, and over here B, B, D. I've used all the mirror images alphabets. Now the little ones have to check out where they can find this one as a Tetris. So they have to search here. An example, just to show you, I'll show it to you. It's here. Here is the form of that Tetris that I've created. So they have to take the same color that I have drawn here, that's purple, and make it an outline and color it. So they know that they found it, they recognize that sequence, and they have highlighted it. So they know which one is the P, one is a Q, one is again a P and a P, and you need to ask them. Same goes for the same one. Again, one is an uppercase, one is a lowercase. Now another activity that I just was going to miss out is this. I've made circles here. I have put 2 alphabets together. Those alphabets that the kids are maximum confused with when it comes to mirror images. The B and a small b, a big P and a small p, Q and D. I've made outlines of colors, but that has nothing to do with this. What the kid here has to do is check out these colors. I've written a B here. So they have to pick up the same color B. So here it's a brown B. So they pick up a brown crayon, a pencil color, or a sketch pen, whatever suits them, whatever they write with, and they have to write a B here, a brown B. Then they see a small letter B. So I purposely changed the color here. So I made a small purple, and I'm not even put it together. I wanted to put it far, so they have to search for it. So here if you see this B, they have to write a purple B. Similarly, once they finish the sequence, they go to the next one. Followed, they have to do all the sequences like that, but once in a row, not in one go. I want them to keep picking up different colors and keep trying, so they'll start recognizing. It's a practice sort of activity here. Now my last 2 activities, I'll just show it to you. Yep, it's here. So first I'll start with this, and then the last one here. Here you need to take a dice. You need to take a dice, roll it. Whatever sequence comes here, example, if it comes a 6, they need to write Q over here. If a 3 comes, they need to write P over here. If a 4 comes, then they need to write D over here. If a 2 comes, then they need to write S. Please use those alphabets that you want your little one to learn and improve on. I have just given this little activity book so that you can try this. But before this, pick up those alphabets once to familiarize them, and then use this activity idea, and it's going to be a great help. So this is all the sequence they need to fill up. I've left 2 gaps here because in case if you have 2 dices, or in case you have a smaller page or bigger page, that's according to you how you want to fit in. Now my last activity is the most interesting, which I enjoy doing for you guys. That is, here if you see, there are the whole letters, like the full D, a full B, small and big, both the letters, the N, the P, C and the Q. What I've done is, I've not used the whole. I've made 3 sequences here. This is like an L, this is like an half D, and this is a different sort of design. Now the kid has to figure out which one goes with this D. So see, if he does like this, it's an L, it doesn't make a D. And then if you see here, it makes a curve. So that means this can complete the D. So that's how they recognize, and this goes up. So this is absolutely a wrong one. Now when it comes to B, the first one looks like an H here. The second one has a different shape, and this B completes. So they have to draw and complete the whole B. The N, this is just a straight line. Here, this is an opposite image. Here, if you see, it's a half. So they just need to complete it like this. So it's a very good activity. I think this is one of the best activity in this activity book that I've created, where they have to actually complete just with these outlines and which one is going to complete. Like the P one, I have made it look like an F, but if they complete it, it gives a look of a P. this doesn't give a look of a P. See, it gives a wrong sign. Here there is no sign. The C, this gives a C complete. This doesn't give any clue of what alphabet comes here. When it comes to Q, this completes the Q, and this is. So I hope you try these activities. Let me know what you think about it. Did your kid enjoy them? Did you find a change of improvement in them? In case you're happy with it and you want me to share some more, leave a message or comment on my YouTube channel. Please follow me and please encourage other moms also to follow me. It gives a motivation for me to take it forward from here. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.